On your left.
On my left. Got it. Don't say it. Don't you say
On
it.
your left.
Come on!
What's up, guys? It's Quinn.
It's Will.
It's Adam.
It's Iconic Comic, and this is the On Your Left podcast, episode 17. Right? 17? Oh, I said earlier? Okay, cool. Episode 17, and this is the first podcast with the newbies. A little nervous about actually what a podcast is. They're like, what do we talk about? It's like, I don't know. Well, what did you and Alex talk about? We don't know. Like we didn't really make a plan when we did a podcast, because that's kind of how I like to do podcasts, is just kind of roll with the punches and see what we're doing. But before we started this podcast, we brought up a bit of news that just came out. So the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, basically just said, screw PlayStation. We're not, well, it wasn't definitive. Mm-hmm. They could make a deal. But they're basically going, we might not ship Elder Scrolls 6 or basically like anything Bethesda to PlayStation because we have so many ports on our own end.
It's a smart deal.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. And PS4, like we were talking about it before, PS4 hasn't done anything for Xbox.
That's true.
Like, it's not like they're trying to work together.
If anything, they've like hurt Xbox and taken stuff away from them and like played hardball with them, especially with like that. Now I don't know if this is PlayStation or just the game itself, but like making Spider-Man a PlayStation exclusive for the Avengers game.
Yeah,
that kind of pissed a lot of people off.
Well, they changed that.
No.
I thought they did.
No.
Okay.
Spider-Man in the Avengers game is still only because Sony owns Spider-Man, so I get it to that extent.
Yeah, I get.
But there's been Spider-Man games on the Xbox, so they can license it out.
Yeah.
And that's not like they're not making discs for Xbox. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The difference with this is Microsoft owns the rights to Bethesda now, so Microsoft would have to oversee making PlayStation games for Elder Scrolls, which is.
I don't think they're going to do that.
I mean, now they could do it and take a big cut.
That's true.
Oh my God, they could make this a big deal. Because here's the thing, actually, they might do that. They might do that because PlayStation will be desperate for it. I'm not kidding you. And this is not me crapping on PlayStation. I think PlayStation has a lot of good things. I have a PlayStation 4. Obviously, you've seen us play.
Sitting over there.
I have a PlayStation 4. I have an Xbox One. I'm going to get an Xbox Series X at some point when it comes out. Probably not immediately because I'm mostly interested from the get-go in Halo Infinite. But then at some point I'm also going to get PS5 for the sequel to the Spider-Man game. Apparently Miles Morales you can play on PS4 though. That's what I've heard.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it just won't have the updated graphic, which I know don't.
That's going to be my big thing is like how much of a difference is it going to be?
Well,
you better be able to like spending like now what is it $500 for the Xbox Series X? $499.
I thought it was $499.
I think they're both what
Same thing.
Like I think wait no.
One's $499. The Xbox Series S is $299.
And then PlayStation 5 is like $450, and then $399 for the other one, right?
I think it's.
I think they're
$500.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And then one's $400, one's $500.
Yeah, the smaller the digital PlayStation is more expensive than the digital Xbox Series X.
Series S. The Series S is $300.
Right. The digital PlayStation is like $350.
I thought it was $400.
Okay,
then he's right.
Then I'm right. I said the digital Xbox is less expensive than the digital PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said
No. So but I think that's a huge because here's the thing. I know that a lot of people are going to just get the Series X because it has better parts, but the digital Series X, the Series S, whatever it's called, the digital version of it is still better than the Xbox One. Just the digital version. And not many people put in discs anymore, let's be honest.
Well, and what a lot of people don't understand is to get those amazing graphics on that new Xbox Series X, you have to have an amazing TV. Like, you can't have a normal TV because HDMI 2, most TVs don't have HDMI 2. You need an HDMI 2 cable and a HDMI 2 port to even get 4K.
Right.
So everybody's going to be running on 1080.
It can run 4K, it can't run 120 hertz.
Okay.
So HDMI 2 can run 4K and 120 hertz, which is the max of the Xbox Series X.
But still, they're pumping out all this Xbox. And I'm an Xbox fan. They're pumping out all this stuff, but you need these awesome OLED TVs and these awesome.
To be fair, though, I would say the ability to go 4K TV now is a lot easier than it was 4 or 5 years ago. Like 4 or 5 years ago, they were $9,000-$10,000, and now you can get a 4K TV for like $800 to $900. It's small. It's not going to be the big one, but you can get a 4K TV for way cheaper. TVs, like I can't believe how cheap TVs are.
Well, I bought mine for $300. My
I did
4K,
too.
but you can't get. I don't think it has HDMI 2 on it.
No. Well, I don't think...
You can have. There's a way. I'm pretty sure I saw this in an article that you can. It's like an HDMI 1, and there's like a little box. It's an adapter basically, and then it has an HDMI 2. And they said it's clean. It works right into it. I would have to look more into that.
Yeah.
But
the TV has to support 120 hertz, though.
Right.
That's the problem.
But
Most TVs don't.
And who really needs?
But if it's a
as
TV
long
made after 2019,
Well, yeah.
it's probably going to be
will.
it. And if to be fair, if you're playing an Xbox Series X on a like box TV still, you know what I mean? So like the Xbox 360 looks good on any TV.
Well,
it
yeah.
really does.
Well, it's just because it was made for the.
It was made for both. You could do HDMI or you could do the
Component cables.
the component cables. It was made for both, so it looks great on like any TV. Like I used to play it on my grandma's box, like literally like it had a big back on it. Like
What are those?
what was that movie? What is that movie?
I actually like
What
those
is that?
TVs.
What is that movie?
Grown-ups. Grown-ups when they
Oh
come
yeah.
to the
Like,
cabin.
what is this big thing on the back of the TV?
He bangs on it.
So, but that's the thing though, is like if you're trying to play your Xbox Series X on that TV, maybe don't buy the Series X first. Buy the new TV first, and then think about the Series
buy
X.
the Series S because that supports 144p.
Well,
not
plus
4K.
120 hertz. Do we really need that?
No.
Like to play, you're really like everybody, and I'm sure I'll get eaten alive by all the PC players that we have, but you cannot really see that much of a difference. You can feel a little bit.
Well, with PC gaming, really none of it's about graphics. The reason PC gaming is so popular is the speeds.
Yeah,
The frames per second and the network connection speed, because it's so much easier to have your PC connected to a wired internet connection is faster than your Xbox connected to a wired internet connection, because there's way more stuff going on dedicated to other things in that Xbox than it is just your PC. So
That's why I no longer have consoles. I just have a PC, and that's all
I would
do my
love
gaming
to.
on.
I would love to, but the other part of it is gaming PCs are just so expensive.
and I know it's cheaper in the long run to do a gaming PC.
And you can build your own for cheaper than it is to buy one.
Well-
but God, that is. I would rather.
It's not as hard as you think. It's kind of like...
I'll
it's
pay
really
you to
fun.
do it
Okay.
then.
All right.
For God's sakes, I'll pay you to do it.
But
Because that sounds so.
the
I only have
difference between-
so many hours of the day.
Before,
I'd have it done, and then they'd be like, "It's outdated."
Well, before, it used to be a big thing. Like, building on PC was cheaper than buying a pre-built. But nowadays, it's gotten to a point where they kind of match up.
Now, the pre-built ones do look pretty sick.
They do.
Like the ones with like I don't know why. I love the ones where you can see the insides. Where it's like a clear
See, if I was gonna get
clear
a
plastic
pre-built,
or
I'd get
glass panel.
Alienware, though.
No.
Oh my
those are
gosh.
way too expensive.
Well, not
They
only
look
they're-
so freaking good.
They're
No,
overexpensive.
The
and they
only
use
the only
glass.
thing that Alienware does good is design.
Yeah.
Their processing speeds, they're not even close to the smaller companies that make them.
Well, I wouldn't
they're
buy a
just better
pre-built
at
anyway.
They're just better at designing.
Well, it's not that it's not the processing speed is different. It's that they have proprietary components in there. So that's why the
Yeah, I
cases
have no
look
idea what that means, but
proprietary. So that means like they build their own stuff.
Yeah, it's
okay.
So like an Xbox connector,
Yeah.
it'll only work on Xbox. It won't work on anything else.
Now, am I right about this? The new graphics card that just came out, the 3080,
Yeah,
isn't that like supposed to be like amazing?
it is.
Is that in the
But
Series X?
no.
It's a
the-
PC part.
Yeah, NVIDIA came out with a 3090, 3080, 3070, and hopefully a 3060 and lower end graphics card stuff.
But they're supposed to be like double, right?
Yes.
Like,
so the last gen
insane.
stuff was 2080 Ti.
I'm gonna pull up
The lowest
specs.
grade one that they just released,
Yeah.
that outbeats it. So the 2080 Ti is $1,400. The 3070 is $500, and
Oh.
it beats it out.
Yes, that's gonna be insane.
I'm pulling up the specs of the PS5 versus the Series X, and
They're pretty, like, they come down to, like, teraflops, and
Yeah.
it's
so
very
yeah. So
minute.
the Series X and PlayStation both cost $500. That was pretty much gonna be. Now I will say, the PlayStation had the opportunity to undercut them.
That's true.
But
They
they
didn't
didn't.
take it.
They didn't take it because Xbox announced their price first,
Yeah.
and then PlayStation, like I think it was a week later or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They could have went like, if they went $450,
Oh, that would have undercut them.
but that it would have worked.
It
I think
would.
more people would have bought it because I just think that's just the way consuming works. And now they're pretty much even now, so it's fine. But if they would have just undercut that 50, I think they would have made up for certain things. So key exclusives for each. Yeah, Miles Morales, Horizon 2, Gran Turismo 7, GTA 5, the remastered edition number 20,000,
How
like
long
for
has
PS5.
that game been out?
I'm
When
so
that game
done.
came out?
I want a GTA 6. I'm so done with GTA
Okay,
5.
It's
so,
just like Elder
so
Scrolls, like-
with the whole, and I know I've already told you guys this a million times, but I am a hardcore GTA fan, and the
I am
reason
too.
GTA, no, but you won't get in it. You don't. You will. You're so just one-sided. You will not get into online. Online is the way to go. It's basically like a brand new game.
You realize that I've
Just
played
because you've played online, back when you were younger, it has changed so much.
I'm aware, Adam. That's not my argument. I commend them for keeping the game updated.
No, but it's like changing like a game. It's like a whole new.
I commend them for that. Doesn't give them an excuse for not making a GTA 6 by now.
It's 7 years.
They are beating around the bush and wasting their time.
Well, the same thing could be
And don't
brought
s-
up for Bethesda.
Mm,
Skyrim came out 9 years ago.
there's a difference, though.
What?
what do you
difference?
mean?
The games are like there's not an online component.
Don't even say Skyrim is way more intuitive.
Expansive? Absolutely, it's way more expansive.
Gosh.
Will knows what I'm talking about here. Skyrim is probably one of the most expansive games still to this day.
See, but you just like online is nothing like it was a couple years ago.
I'm not saying online it's not beating it because there is no online for Skyrim. It's beating it,
No,
obviously, in
but,
that
like,
realm.
Online just makes it so much better of a game.
What
It is.
what I'm saying is they have had 1,000. They made freaking like, and they don't say, well, they're making Red Dead Redemption 2. No, that was a different company. It was the same company, different branch.
Yeah.
They don't work on the same games at the same time. If a game company did that, they'd be screwed.
But
So
I feel like GTA 6 if it ever does come out, because I don't know, with the recent stuff that's going on, like with all like the like shutting down things like that, it's with the stuff that I feel like they want to do with it. Would not be
it's a controversial game, but here's
That's
the
what I
thing.
mean.
Here's the thing. If you're Rockstar, you go big or you go home, because that's been their motto ever from the beginning: is we're controversial.
Yeah.
We're going to put out a game that's controversial. Bethesda's thing from the very beginning has always been we are breaking boundaries. Like, we are coming out, and the reason let's be fair here, but all of Bethesda games take long periods of time to come out in between each other, especially Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
So, like, it was like 9 years is a little long, but they did say they didn't want to release another Elder Scrolls on the same console. They wanted to release it on the new console, so that's fine. I'll give them that, and maybe that's the same thing
Yeah.
GTA is doing. But at least, but here's the thing: Elder Scrolls 6 has been announced. There hasn't even been an announcement for GTA 6. That's a issue.
Okay,
at least announce it.
You know what I think is actually going to blow Elder Scrolls and all that stuff out of the water? CD Projekt Red with the new Cyberpunk 2077.
Blow it out of the water.
Yes.
I feel like
It is. I think it's going to be I think
gonna
it's
be
going
a
to be
really
a both.
good game.
It's going to be a GTA because it's going to be very controversial.
controversial.
There you go. Okay, so because like it's like kids are not going to be able to play this game. Like you customize your genitals, Quinn.
Correct.
Kids will still play this game.
Well,
is what
yeah,
I'm
But
saying.
it's
Well,
not
like-
going to be like. It's definitely going to be way worse than GTA. Plus, it's.
I don't know if that's something I really need to do.
It's gonna have way more in depth than Elder Scrolls.
I
It's
think-
already been like shown that it's gonna be way more in depth.
But you've also never played an Elder Scrolls game.
I've played Skyrim.
How much?
Not that much.
like
Well, it's still
I've
gonna
at least
be-
I've
so-
completed GTA 4, GTA 5, GTA 3 back in the not GTA 3, San Andreas and stuff back in the day, but I'm not disagreeing with you. I think up to this point it will oversee and jump Skyrim, and so the other games have already jumped Skyrim. I'm not saying they
The
haven't.
Witcher 3 jumped Skyrim.
That's a good game.
It's way better
That's
RPG elements.
So-
and they're gonna jump. Cyberpunk is made by the same company, CD Projekt Red. They're basically a rock star. They come out with like a game every once in a while, but they come out with these big.
Which is
games.
why I'm hoping that this long wait for Elder Scrolls is for a good because here's the thing, I remember, so to this day I think the best RPG still, I'm not talking about graphics, I'm talking about RPG. The best
Oblivion.
RPG is Oblivion.
It's Oblivion.
It's not even close.
You haven't played Oblivion.
Oblivion is not even close.
Oblivion's
okay.
It's best stories,
I'm-
best like just it felt like you were living in it. And
Right.
you were excited about every new quest, and things felt natural. And you could walk through the forest, and boom, something happened. Like you would pick a flower, and then all of a sudden you get a quest thing, and be like, "Hey, why don't you take this into town and see what this flower is?" You take it in town, it's like, "Oh, go find more of these," and then you're fighting dragons at the end of it. Like it's crazy.
Okay. I'm not gonna say because I haven't played really either of these games. I've just watched other reviewers and everything. And before I'm just gonna put this out there.
I'm just laughing as I'm like, because I know you, and you like just the way you are about older games, you would hate Oblivion. I just know
yeah.
you would hate it, but.
The Witcher 3. Everybody says that The Witcher 3 is the best RPG ever created. Like every single review, because I wanted to get into RPGs,
Like top RPGs
and it's
I was gonna say like
of all time.
Final Fantasy VII, Witcher 3,
Like
Oblivion. What?
God,
No.
Have you watched the Conan O'Brien play in that with Elijah
I don't
Wood?
care. No, that is a RPG.
I agree, but not in the fun way. Like literally, like
It's a long game. I will give you that.
it takes 3 real world days to beat this beast. No, not 3 in-game days.
When?
3 real world days.
What
like the
boss?
giant beast that comes out of the rocks.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, we'll watch it after
All right.
this. It is,
All right. Oh, but back to
Pokemon's an RPG, kind of.
God. I agree that the one thing I hate about Skyrim is that Bethesda hasn't really expanded on it.
So they're expansion packs.
What? But they're not as big as GTA's though.
Correct. They're also not as big as Oblivion's were.
Correct. Yeah.
That was that I will tell you. Actually, I disagree. The Dragonborn expansion pack was a whole nother. It was basically a whole nother world that you went to.
But that was
and it
what?
was very big.
But that was what 4 years ago.
Okay, well, I commend them for at least. What if they're just not doing it because they're working on something
And the
else?
same thing with The Witcher. They came out with DLCs that literally were like the same number of hours as the original game. Like, it's like 6-8 hour like extensions. Like The Witcher, like, and I've played a little bit of The Witcher. I haven't like really like finished the game, but it is one of the most in.
For talking, because I just saw it. For talking top RPGs, you got to put the Mass Effect series up there too. Mass Effect, and that because it's a way different kind of RPG, like space RPG.
When I think RPG,
Ooh.
I don't think that's an RPG. I think it's more of like an action adventure game.
Well, then you could say the same. Well, Cyberpunk's going to be an
Okay,
RPG.
RPG. I was just about to talk about Cyberpunk. I've been watching
Red
like, their
Dead's an
news.
RPG.
I've been watching their news wires and stuff that they've been posting every week and stuff. Dude, it is so crazy how
Ooh.
how like expansive the world is. Like there's different gangs, like all like different people that you'll meet in like every single interaction. I know RPGs do this and that's what it's supposed to do, but like it affects so much into what you're going.
I haven't heard him talk like this since Red Dead Redemption 2.
Right?
It's actually almost
Did you
almost like verbatim the same kind of things that he's saying about it. Because that was the first time before Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't think you ever played a story mode
And
of
then
anything.
I gave up Red Dead for a girl.
That sucks.
I know.
But
Speaking of the devil.
one of the best RPGs that has been put out in the last couple of years is Detroit Becoming Human.
That was a good one. That's a good one.
Have you ever like seen anything
I've
with
seen
that?
it. I never played it, but
It's
I watched.
so good.
I watched. I think somebody.
so
I forget.
good.
So I just pulled up IGN's top 100 RPGs of all time.
Is Final Fantasy on there?
Number 25 is Skyrim.
Okay.
I can't believe it's
All right.
that far back. That's
right.
pretty insane.
Well, that's
Well,
what I
what's
mean.
10?
You
What's
haven't
10?
played a lot.
Let's just go 25 down because it's
Okay,
Skyrim and we
alright.
can recognize it. Ultima,
have not played
Ultima 7,
that. Not played that.
System Shock 2. These are some older games, like
Yeah,
from the
okay.
90s.
All right.
Final Fantasy 4,
Okay.
Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind.
Really?
I agree with that it's a better RPG than Skyrim. Skyrim, that's the one problem I do have with Skyrim is it's a fun RPG, but it has way more action-adventure elements than the other ones did. All the quests kind of feel a little... I think they sacrifice quest creativity for how good it looks, but also how big the world is. You know what I mean? Like, Skyrim's massive. Like,
Yeah.
it's unbelievably massive. And you're just like... walking around, you're like, how is this world this big on this engine? And there's no load times, there's no pop-ins or anything, which is crazy.
See, with Skyrim, it's a big world, but it's not as big as a lot of other maps. But you can't get around as fast in Skyrim.
I mean, there's fast
can fast travel.
stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't like just walk.
Drive.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
drive. Like with
You have a
GTA,
horse.
I think GTA may have a bigger map, but you can fly.
Yeah. But I don't want to fly through Skyrim.
Yeah,
I want to
wouldn't
look
want
at
to.
Skyrim.
What do you mean? You don't want to fly on a dragon? Like
That's different. I'm saying I don't want to rush through Skyrim because it looks really good, like the mountains and everything. Like, this is awesome. I feel like I'm in Lord of the Rings.
But back to Morrowind. I didn't finish that game.
Morrowind is the most RPG maybe of any game because it
I
is.
could not finish
you
that
you would have to play it and have a notepad with you. There was no like quest markers or anything that would tell you where to go.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like you have to go east
You have to
10
remember
miles or
everything.
whatever. So it's like you have to find the sign that's like north, south, east, west in the middle of the town or whatever, and then you'd have to like go east, and you keep walking that way until you found the next town or whatever. It's like there was
It
no
sucked.
map. There was a map, but you had to write down, and then like quests. There was like you had to like write. All right, I have to remember this like sequence for like this like puzzle. I have to write it down or whatever. But there was a part of that I really enjoyed because it felt real. Like
It did.
my
but-
character would totally have to do that. Like it's like he doesn't have my character can't just, and you could only like hold a certain amount of things, which is something that RPGs really do need to get better at. Is like holding 90 swords. Like where are these things coming from?
That's kind of So with Cyberpunk, I love that there's like, and I know this is kind of what RPGs are meant to do, but you can like do. I want to do so many playthroughs because you can go through like as a hacker. You can go through as you can literally go through the whole entire Cyberpunk story, go stealth, and not kill anybody. Not
That's
kill
true.
anybody.
I think what I want from the next Elder Scrolls is because you get to pick your race.
Mhm.
I want the picking of the race to have
To
an effect
change.
on the story.
Mhm.
It
I
has
agree.
an effect on how people talk to you and stuff like that, but I want it to have an effect on the actual story. Like maybe you can't get into places because they don't like
don't serve
they
your
don't
kind.
like Khajiit here. Like
Cyberpunk, you have the three stories. You're either corporate, you start off as a street kid, or you start off as a like living in the Badlands.
Uh-huh.
Like, and there's, I mean, and it gives you different, like, you can talk to different people different ways than when you could with corporate.
That's cool.
Or if, like, it's gonna be game of the year. I already know.
okay, to be fair, there's not been a lot of games this year
Yeah.
that even came out, so it's got a pretty good. I mean, Lord Sonic the Hedgehog might win an Oscar because there haven't been that many movies.
Well, they're allowing Netflix movies and stuff.
Yeah, it's true. Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together. A lot of these were
That
not coming
must have
out.
came out in the 90s.
Oh, 90s. Earthbound, Final
heard of
Fantasy
Earthbound.
Tactics,
Oh, okay.
Suikoden 2. There's going to be a lot of games from like Japan and China. Dos Ex.
Nope.
That's old school. Fallout 2.
Okay.
See, I wanted
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That's one of the top RPGs.
I forgot
I'm sorry.
about that one.
Star Wars Coder. Knights of the Old Republic. Oh, I'm not shocked. It's an older game. It was basically World of Warcraft, but with Star Wars. And it was set like thousands of years before the movies
Oh my God, it was so
in the
good.
Old Republic. And it was really good. Persona 4 Golden, Dark Souls. Ooh. Dark Souls.
I
forgot
was
that's
so
an
mad
RPG.
my mom didn't let me play Dark Souls when I first like got the Xbox 360 that came
You-
with Dark Souls.
It came with it? You.
Oh, really?
Mass Effect 2.
Okay.
Mass Effect 2 has, I think, one of the best stories in games.
Mass Effect 2 is probably the best one I've ever tried.
The Witcher 3 is number 10.
Oh,
Really?
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
I'm getting hype.
Let's see what's next.
Vagrant Story is 9.
Is that KO?
Ooh.
Knights of the Old Republic? Oh, Diablo. Okay.
8 is Diablo 2. Oh, Diablo.
That was a
Oh,
good
Diablo. Number 7, Secret of Mana. Yeah, some of these are going to be games that you
I
have
haven't
never
heard
heard
that
of. Number 6, Planescape Torment. Some of these look scary. Like, I would be freaked out playing them. I haven't played a scary game in a while.
one.
Number 5, World of Warcraft. You got to put that up there. World of Warcraft for sure.
Which is kind of scary.
I can't believe we didn't even bring up World of Warcraft. 100% that's going to be up there.
I didn't really play that.
No, but I'm saying just in the... I didn't really play it either, but in the general public sense, what the biggest ones are. Number 4, Pokemon Yellow. Yeah, I told you Pokemon's going to be up there. That's one of the biggest
nostalgic.
played ones of all time.
But I think what the new generation of like games is going to be is a bunch of RPGs. Because think, Hogwarts Legacy RPG.
It's going to be RPGs and shooters.
Yeah.
Well-
RPGs, shooters, and sports games.
Well, RPGs have probably have the best like replay value.
Are there even
of-
other games? Those three
Hogwarts
things.
Legacy looks.
Well, there's like
so good.
MMOs and stuff like Rocket League
Yeah,
and stuff.
All right, number 3, Baldur's Gate 2: Shadows of
Baldur's
Crown.
Gate. Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. I said Baldur's.
They came out with Baldur's Gate 3.
Number 2, Final Fantasy 6.
So I think it's gonna be. So I think it's gonna be Oblivion.
That's a good one.
then, as the one.
I doubt it.
I think it's gonna be Final Fantasy 7 because we haven't had it yet.
Chrono Trigger.
Oh,
That's deep cuts. I forgot about Chrono Trigger. Where is Oblivion though? I can't
where's
believe it's
Final
that far
Fantasy
back.
7? Because I think 7's is a little bit better than 6, but that's just mine.
I can't believe Fallout wasn't one of the ones up there, up to the very
Fallout
top, like
2
Fallout.
was.
I'm saying Fallout 3.
Oh,
Fallout 3 is so good. Fallout New Vegas also. Where is Oblivion? This is some horse manure. It's not even the top 50. Final Fantasy 7 is 52.
oh man,
No, man.
it's a good one.
Terrible game. Awful.
What?
Super Mario RPG. Legend of the Seven Star. What?
That was a thing, yeah.
No thanks.
So it's not great.
I will. I will.
I didn't like
pass.
it.
We'll pass on that one. Where is it? I'm just gonna sit here and look for Oblivion because it's really
You can
bothering
just
me.
search for it.
On the iPhone, you can do that. I like when he just grabs my phone out of my hand like that. It really bothers me.
I thought you could. Never
Give me
mind.
my phone back.
You can
What
do
in
it
the
on,
world?
like Google Chrome and stuff.
Oh. I don't know. I just feel like Kingdom Hearts. That's another one. Kingdom Hearts or Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3,
That's basically
Dragon
Final Fantasy
Age,
7.
Freedom Force, dude.
I haven't played Freedom Force.
Ugh.
Freedom Force.
Everybody who's listening to this right now, go look up Freedom Force. It was this amazing game back in 2002 where it was you were playing a comic book characters, but they weren't real. Like they weren't like Marvel or DC or
Okay.
Image or anything like that. They were just made up comic book characters in this story that was just God. It was so good. Yeah, I know Oblivion. I don't think Fable. That's another one. I'm upset. What the fuck? Like Oblivion's better than Skyrim.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes me kind of want to play Oblivion now. It also makes me want to play Red Dead 2. I haven't picked that up in a fat minute.
See, and I feel like there's so many different types of RPGs. Like
It would
it
take
kind
so
of
long
gets.
to download.
They need the like really like. I feel like it won't change, but I feel like there needs to be different names for because there's so many different RPGs. Like Red Dead is definitely a different RPG than what Cyberpunk will be or what Skyrim is.
It's true.
Like
I
there's
mean, like a
just so
different
many.
genre.
Like yeah, they just need to like split it up into like.
Cowboys.
Girl. Like, I
well,
don't know how
no. There is separate genre. We are calling them RPGs. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a Western RPG.
Yes.
But it's not just because it's Western. It's not like RPGs where like you can like upgrade little things about your character, like
You
get
can
little
upgrade.
point
You can
systems.
well, not a point system, but you can upgrade your character in Red Dead 2.
How?
Better weapons, better gear.
Well, I know,
better-
but it's not like you know
But
how
you have
like
to, but you have to
skill
earn
point
it.
trees
Yeah,
and
but
I get what
but
you're
it's the
saying.
same concept though. You earn
Yeah.
money and then you do it. The money is basically your XP.
Oh, I forgot about Fallen Order, Star Wars.
Whoa.
Hello?
Did it pick up all that?
Alright.
It looked like it picked up all that.
Alright, cool. Fallen Jedi.
What? Oh,
Star Wars
Jedi
game.
Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's an RPG. You build your own stuff.
Yeah.
You're, it's a role-playing game.
Yeah.
So if you are in a role, but it's not. What I'm saying is like it's not a. Well, I don't know. Can an RPG be linear, where it's just like level? I mean, it can be. Yeah, I mean, not all RPGs for all of time have been
I feel
open
like,
world.
I feel like RPG is more of like there's the main quest and the side quest.
Open world games are my favorite, though.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, it's just it's,
Well, what's defined as open world?
But here's the thing: if you
Like, you
can
can do
make
whatever you
if you
want.
can make a level-based game that's good nowadays, you've knocked it out of the park. Because it's hard to make those nowadays. Because everybody loves open world games so much because they like the expansiveness of
Whoa.
it. If you can make a level game like Halo,
Did you ever finish the Call of Duty? I know it's.
I haven't even played the Modern Warfare story.
Oh my gosh, that was actually. A really
I was
good
probably
story.
about to,
It
but
was a
then
really good that was probably one of the best Call of Duty stories that's in the newer.
I can't even fit it on my hard drive. Like
Oh,
the
I
full
know.
game.
It
It's
is-
a 240
And
gigabyte
they're already coming
They're
out
download.
with a
big.
new one, like
Yeah.
Cold War.
Now that
I'm
actually
not
looks
gonna
pretty
buy
sick.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That
not
looks
gonna
pretty
buy
sick.
it.
Why?
Well-
Because it's like just I just hate games that just come out all the time.
But
And
you
I
bought
know-
Modern Warfare.
But I haven't bought any Call of Duty before that. I bought Advanced Warfare. That was the
Oh, sorry. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
that was my first Call of Duty experience.
Can we talk
Really?
about
Really?
Really?
God, not even MW2 or
Nope.
That's a good one.
I've never.
God.
That's a
Black
really
Ops
good
1 is
That
one of
was
my
a
favorites.
long
Black Ops 1 has one of the best stories.
Yes. Black Ops 2 has the best combat.
Actually, Black Ops 2's got a good story too. It's not the best zombies. Black Ops 1's the best zombies. And God, like there was a golden era of Call of Duty that started at obviously the original Call of Duties are good.
We all know Will loves
But-
Call of Duty zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it.
World at
The
War.
passion. Can you
World-
guys sense it?
World at War was the beginning of the golden age of Call of Duty, and I
Yeah.
think the end of it was, I would say probably Black Ops 2.
And then it picked up at Modern Warfare.
Yes, kind of. Yes.
When are they going to run out of ideas?
I actually didn't hate Call of Duty Ghosts,
Ugh.
but a lot of people hate it.
I did.
I
I
don't
don't
hate.
like that.
I don't hate the story.
Uh-huh.
The online's
I
kind of
didn't
whatever.
play Ghosts.
The story I really do enjoy story in games. If it's got a good story, I'll buy it and play it at least once.
See, and I think that's what really differs from me and you is even though I love story games, my main thing is multiplayer games. And I know that's kind of off the beaten path with Cyberpunk,
Mhm.
but Cyberpunk is just I feel like it's gonna feel like an online game because every single person you can interact with, every single
That's
person,
true.
like you can
It's
literally
gonna be-
walk and just like GTA, you can kill but people interact if you walk, bump into people and stuff.
What I'll say is
That's
temper your expectations, because
No, we've seen gameplay that looks.
how often have we seen? Will, you've been alive long enough to know game. I'm not saying it's not. You've been alive long enough to see games that they show gameplay. Destiny 1.
I know.
They
but-
showed gameplay, and they're like,
Cyberpunk,
"This looks awesome."
Cyberpunk is not.
I
gonna
think-
do that.
But you don't know what I'm again.
Spider-Man.
I'm not saying.
But people that have played
Spider-Man.
People
Okay,
that have played
true.
Cyberpunk, that got early game, they're saying it's amazing.
Okay, but people can be paid off.
I mean, that's true, but I think that
You need to lose your innocence, and when it comes to games, you haven't been betrayed yet. I don't feel like.
I haven't.
Yeah, you haven't
Because
been
I
betrayed.
picked the right games than not.
And that's not true.
Oh, which ones have I not picked? that
No,
are
what
right?
I'm saying is that's not why you haven't lost your innocence because you picked the right games or whatever. I pick games that look great on the surface and everybody was talking about it, and then it comes out and we're like, what the fuck was that? Like,
yeah, that's true.
again, Destiny 1.
Oh.
What in the hell was
God.
that game? When people came out and they were like, oh, it's going to be better than Halo, I'm
Really?
like, stop it.
Stop.
I didn't believe that, but I was like, when they were
Did you ever
Definitely
play
not.
Destiny
when they were
2?
Yeah.
yeah,
It was better.
even though it's
but-
better, I don't get why everybody is head over heels over
Well,
that
because,
game. I think they love it so much because it's just so much better than the first one
It was.
that it makes it look like a freaking AAA,
Yeah.
AA+++ game. But and I'm not saying it's not a good game. It's a good game, but I'm not saying I can't be redeemed by a company, because I've been effed over by a company before, and then they come around and they fix something. Like, I think Call of Duty did that. I think Call of Duty had like 4 or 5 releases in a row where it was like, stop trying to be Titanfall.
Yeah.
Everybody was trying to be Titanfall like 5 years ago.
I love Titanfall.
I do
Oh,
too. It
but
was Titanfall
Titanfall's
1 and
great.
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2's better.
Oh, yeah,
Titanfall
I
2 is
love
underrated. People didn't talk about it.
And it actually has a story, which is good. It's not a long campaign, but it's actually got a story, which is
Like,
fun.
my friend got me into Titanfall 2, and oh
It was
my
so
gosh,
good.
I played that forever.
But
And I was
then-
late to the party,
and I
too.
loved it. But every game tried to be it after it came out, with the
Mm-hmm.
wall running,
with the mech systems.
with the grappling hooks, and then the wall running, the swinging. Every game tried to be like that. And then every game went for the futuristic feel or whatever.
Oh, I hated that.
was
I
like,
hated
God,
that phase.
That's what Advanced
Me too.
Warfare did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love. That's why I
Let's
like
not go
Modern
down that
Warfare.
path.
I
Is
did
it
like
that was they went back to
boots on the ground.
they went back to boots on the ground. They went back to like the Modern Warfare series basically. Now, I will say what they did better with this than the Modern Warfare series, but I do love the Modern Warfare series for this. The Modern Warfare series was very cinematic. Like, the moments weren't realistic. They were real. Like, nothing was like, there wasn't aliens or anything. It was real guns, real situations, but like certain things just turned out like it would be like a movie.
Yeah.
Like with the whole what was it? I mean, I guess it could happen, but like the Russians invading the United States on the west coast or the east coast, and there's just like sirens going off. You're looking up. There's Ruskies just parachuting in and stuff, and you're like freaking out, and you're just like, it's the Russians, they're here, and like the sirens going off, and it's like you're in suburbia, just houses in Washington D.C., and you're running through backyards, jumping over fences, and then there's Russians taking people hostage and stuff. I'm like, it got your heart pumping, but you're like, this is a little much. What Modern Warfare did, even though I haven't played the campaign, I've seen parts of it.
It is so
realistic.
good.
It's very realistic, especially they really nailed the breaching scenes in that game. Like when you're clearing a house.
Oh my gosh, the house clearing mission.
I've watched that on
is-
YouTube.
Oh my gosh, it is the most, like when I was doing
Spoiler alert, there's a moment where there's like a woman and you kind of have to make a choice to kill her or not. And like she's like it's fine, and then she makes one little turn
and you gotta
for a
take
gun,
her
and you gotta take her
It
out.
is the best moment.
Because if you don't, she
ever.
kills you.
And
But
then
like it feels like you're actually like a SWAT team. Like you have almost you feel like you're comrades because
somebody
you, like,
behind
know 'em.
you.
Like somebody in front, and you're like walking up those stairs. It's pitch black. And
You ever
it's
watch those
like, oh my
videos
gosh,
of
you're so zoned in.
of the like Marines reacting to
Yeah,
like
and
Modern
they
Warfare or whatever?
actually-
They liked most of it. Now they said there are certain things like you wouldn't just kind of like there's a moment in the scene that like the most unrealistic part of the whole breach scene is like when you're just shooting through a wall. It's like
Yeah.
we probably wouldn't do that because there might be hostages on that. That's the thing. Like there are like crimes of war. Like if you like kill somebody innocent in that house, you might be screwed depending on who it is and what the situation was and if you had other options. But and I love the way that, because again I haven't played it, but in the mission like you kill a girl and it's like Price comes up to you and it's and you're like she was going for the detonator. Good thing we dropped her then. Like I was like, ugh, God, man, I was sweating.
Oh, yeah.
And then you walk in and like your heart's pounding because you like bust in and then like there's a woman with a baby in her hand or whatever and you're just like shaking because you're like
Shoot her.
you don't know like I don't know, like you could reach for something that's like now what they said in real life, they would grab the baby, take her down, like they wouldn't try to hurt her, but they take her down and zip tie her up. Like so that she could, and then they wouldn't move on to the next room until everybody in that room was zip tied and taken care of, so they couldn't go grab a gun or whatever, just in taking
It
from
was a
behind.
sad ending too.
I don't wanna
Oh
know.
no, I said no spoil it. Like I'm not gonna spoil it, but it was a sad ending.
Now, I know you're like, oh, you don't like when they come out with multiple games, like whatever, like every year or whatever. What if next year they come out with Modern Warfare 2, like that series of it?
If it builds off of the next
Yeah.
story, if it builds off that story, which I don't think they can, I don't know how they
What
would.
Call of Duty does well though with the every year release is every year it's not the same company making it.
Yeah.
They're taking turns. So basically each game has a 2-year development cycle, but you're still getting a game every year because they're 1 year off. And
Did we
it used to be
only get Modern
Treyarch
Warfare
Infinity
last
War.
year?
Yeah.
Huh?
It was last year.
Modern Warfare, yeah.
Oh,
It was last year.
I thought it was like 2 years.
It was last year into this
No, it was last year. Yeah, that was probably the reason. That was the redeeming of them. And now I hope with Black Ops Cold War, they kind of redeem the Black Ops series. Because Black Ops kind of went off the trail a little bit.
Yeah.
With like the way they did I don't hate the way they did zombies, but it got too complicated. Like, zombies is good, it's best when it's simple.
Yeah.
Couple pack-a-punch machines, zombies,
Well,
and guns.
That's why I never got into zombies, because when I joined into the Call of Duty franchises, it was already
the Black Ops 4 one.
It was
or
already
whatever,
like,
or Black
I don't
Ops
even
3.
know what to do.
Like, there's like so many machines and power-ups you can get or whatever. It's like, okay, there's a couple there's a couple power-ups in the old school ones. But there's like only 4, and you have to like buy them, and like, I don't know.
You know what game they could have done really well, but I think they may have messed up. I don't know where they messed up, but it didn't. World War II. I liked World War II. Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah.
You didn't like
I mean,
No.
Why?
The story was garbage.
I'm not talking about the story. I'm
the
talking about
I thought it was
multiplayer was bleh to
I
me.
thought it was okay.
Oh,
I think I actually think right now that might be one of the lowest rated Call of Duty
See,
games of all
I
time.
liked them because like, I like when it's older guns. Like, they need to like. I know it's hard to do this with multiplayer because it would get a little shady, but like, I feel like guns don't always shoot where you're aiming.
Yeah.
Like when you're going into those older games. It doesn't hit. Like, it shouldn't hit where you're... I played one game, I forget, it was on PS2, but I don't remember what game it was. And it was literally, like, so realistic with the guns. Like, sometimes you would have it right on the mark, and you would shoot, and it would not hit them at all.
Yeah.
See, I'm in the middle with that stuff because I just keep doing that. Okay. I feel like it's picking it up.
It is. It's
But
just that
like
it's
it's
lagging.
doing that lag. I hope that doesn't affect it too much. But I'm in the middle when it comes to those things because I like games that give me a sense of realism.
Okay.
But at the same time, I do play games for escapism as well. Obviously, Halo's not realistic,
Obviously.
but it's an awesome game. Red Dead Redemption 2, way more realistic.
And an
Awesome game. I don't feel like I am one of those people who are like, it has to be like on. Like if I aim, like if it's one of those old school games and like it's just in the sights and you fire and it hits them, I'm not gonna like that's such garbage. I'm not gonna be mad about that.
I'm not a big guy on that. I like it to be like.
I think we should just stop looking at it. 'Cause I feel like it.
And just keep talking.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think it may have stopped.
No, it's still recording.
La 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 la. Okay, it's definitely recording.
Alright. Tweaking out.
What were you
a little
saying?
I just like now with the older games it's fine, but with the technology now, I feel like there needs to be a little bit of randomness, like how there is with like how they use like with snipers if you don't shoot, like how they have that little box. Like I feel like it shouldn't be like totally off the beaten path, but I feel like sometimes there should be some misses.
Mhm.
Like it shouldn't. There's gun malfunctions, and I know in multiplayer that's not a good thing to have. But I feel like it just doesn't need to always be that pinpoint accuracy. Do you not agree?
I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion
feel
on
like-
it either way.
I feel like it's good that they are putting realism into their games, but sometimes it's kind of frustrating when you're like this close to somebody, shoot the gun, and they don't take damage.
I hate bullet eaters. Like Division 2, I tried to get in that game. I can't stand it because like I can shoot you 20 million times and it's like, oh, I've shot you all 20 times and it's like just a bunch of points that go off and I'm like, what do you mean?
Well, I don't like games like that because the point is supposed to be bullets and people and it's supposed to be real
Yeah.
like that. I'm okay with it in Halo. It's a futuristic game and you have shields. So you have to get the shields down first and then once the shields are down, it's an easy kill.
That's
But the
true,
point is
yeah.
to get the shields down. It's supposed to be in the future. Like it's supposed to be like 500 years in the future. So I'm okay with it when it's in those settings. I'm not okay with it when it's like a military game.
Yeah,
and
and
I'm
like the reason
filling you
it
full
is
of lead.
because you're wearing boots,
Kevlar.
Kevlar boots, and I'm like,
Kevlar
if I'm
boots.
shooting you with like that's what it is, and like if you wear a different type of boot, you get more health. And I'm like, what is that?
What was that? What is that?
Shut up.
I just like that is one thing I will. But again, it's I feel like it rides a line. Those games that are like instant kills, like Rainbow and
I love Rainbow.
Call of Duty in general, like an online play, like it's pretty much like a doesn't matter what. Like that's the thing. Like Call of Duty, like certain guns are better, but they all kill the same. Like if you get a couple bullets in them, they're gonna die. Like because it's realistic to an extent. It's not super
I
realistic.
still think Rainbow Six Siege does it the best
But what I'm saying is there's good.
game's annoying.
There's good to that.
because you're bad at it.
Dude,
There's-
you're true. It's true.
There's good to that, but there's also bad to that, in my opinion. Because here's the difference, to me at least. When you're, let's just compare like Rainbow Six and the Call of Duty. There's those two franchises, and the Halo franchise when it comes to multiplayer and how good somebody is.
Uh-huh.
I feel like there's really no such thing other than like a rocket or a sticky grenade in Halo. If you're playing online, to get lucky, you have to get good at Halo, or you're gonna get wrecked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of the strategy of not getting killed instantly by a bullet. So the unrealistic factor actually improves the strategy and skill of the gameplay. The realism of it on this side, to me, it makes the actual game itself fun and enjoyable because you know it's real, but at the same time, it allows for way more luck to get across. I've gotten lucky in like Rainbow. Remember when I was like, it was like 4-1 me, and I took out the rest of the team, and you guys were like, "How did Quinn do that?" Like I'd only been playing for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Because I got lucky. I sat down on like the freaking floor, and I sprayed my little Uzi until they got everybody.
I still remember when you did that. We were going insane.
I mean, I was hyped. I was still hyped, but at the same time, at the end of it, I didn't feel accomplished because I was like, it was luck.
But I'm saying,
Like I just hit them and they died.
like if you're playing against like, because we were playing casual. If you're playing ranked, there's a lot less luck because you're like angling around corners. You're going like slow. Like that's what I like. I like slow, methodical stuff. I don't like to just. I feel like when we played Halo Online, I felt like I was just running, shooting, and.
But it's a different kind of shooter. Halo is an arena shooter, and there's different strategies with both. The strategy with like a Halo thing is, one, your weaponry, where you use the weapons. Like the assault rifle is for close quarters. Battle rifle, you could be further back. You got to think about what you have on you.
Mm-hmm.
If you have if you have an energy sword, you're not going to get somebody from 50 feet away. You got to get up on them. But here's the thing: energy sword, one hit kill.
No,
but
we had some fun playing energy swords today.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, what I love about Halo is everything has give and take with Halo. There's no guaranteed victory in Halo, even if you're the best Halo player. If you have an energy sword, guess what? That's a one-hit kill. But also, guess what? You have to get close to that person. If you can get close to that person and kill them, well then, booyah, you did it. But that takes a lot of work, stealth, to get close to somebody who has a machine gun or a rocket or whatever they have on them. And that's what I really like about Halo. And again, we were talking about it earlier. The reason Halo became the biggest multiplayer game of all time, still is, from popularity standpoint, is because from the start of every game, not Halo 4 and 5, I don't want to talk about that, Halo 1, 2, 3, and I hope they go back to this with Infinite, which it seems like they are going back to that stuff. Multiplayer, every game, everybody starts with the same guns. The rest of the guns are scattered across the map. Like in, I can't remember the name of the map, but it's where the two light towers. It's the big field, the two light towers, and there's and it's just this big like gorge and valley in the middle. But the Spartan laser, which is it loads up and it gives this big laser, but it can take down vehicles in one hit. People with one hit, obviously. It's a charge weapon, it goes.
Yeah, no.
But they put it right in the middle of the map, the dead center. So it's like, who's gonna get to it first? Who's gonna fight their way to get there? Get the get the biggest weapon on the map and take it back to their base and be able to defend it from vehicles and flying like banshees and stuff like that. That's what I love about Halo in general.
Mm-hmm. Well, we also owe all the multiplayer to Halo.
Oh my god, if Halo never existed, we may not ever have Call of Duty, we might not have Siege, we might not have any of that stuff, which is...
Is this it?
No, Halo 3.
Oh.
See, with Halo...
But I think Blood Gulch actually kind of inspired it, possibly.
See, I think with my generation, Halo is not that big because they haven't come out with a good Halo game with my growing up. With my growing up...
Right, I would say Halo 4 was the closest. I actually do think Halo 4 is a good game. It's not a great game. It's a good game. Halo 1's a classic, great
options.
game. Halo 2 is a fantastical game. And Halo 3, in my opinion, is just a masterpiece, especially when it comes to multiplayer. The multiplayer and the Forge in Halo 3.
Oh, Halo 3 is my favorite.
And then the Forge in it. When they introduced Forge, that opened the floodgates. Forge is when you could build your own maps and build your own maps, game types, and everything like that.
You could put like guns where you wanted to.
Right. That kind of, I mean, let's be honest, the stuff that GTA Online's doing kind of got inspired by that. Because you can do that now with GTA. You can create your own shit, racetracks and shit. And
it's not as intuitive.
No, but what I'm saying is it's the same vibe. When that came in, and not only that, but file share. Oh my god. So when Halo 3 came out, if you created a map, got a cool kill. And also, I think more multiplayer games should have a theater mode where you can go back and watch your game.
See, and I know you're going to hate me for even bringing this up, but Fortnite has that, and they did actually a pretty good job of doing that. I hate Fortnite, but they did a good job of that theater mode where you can, like, look back.
No, that's good. No, I mean, I don't hate Fortnite, but the theater mode, what's funny about the theater mode in Halo 3 is it's not the game that you played. So when you go back and watch it, it's not the game that you played. They take all the data from... It's not like it was a recording of the game. They take all the data from that game, and they basically make the game based off all the data.
That's cool.
So it's not actually like... It's not like there was a game cameras in the game recording it. It's... once the game's finished, all the data from that completed game start to finish, they compile all that data, basically make the game that you just did. And you can replay it and watch it to the T.
Valhalla?
Yes, Valhalla. Great map. Probably one of the best maps of all time. But file share, any theater mode thing that you captured, cool screenshot or whatever of like you like sticking a guy and then like immediately like popping some dude in the head, or just a video of something cool, a map that you created, a game type that you created, like an infection map or something like that. Anything that you did, you could go to file share and upload it, and anybody in the world could play it. They could find your map, play it, and Bungie would have their like picks of the week, and they'd have like just create. And that's why I think Halo is the best when it comes to community, is because the Halo community is so together that like you would be like you would used to like play with somebody and be like, hey guys, like you'd be on a party like or a game chat and you'd be like, hey, does anybody want, you'd send out like a message or like on the mic be like, hey, does anybody want to play Infection on the map I just made? And they're like, yeah, send me an invite or whatever. And you invite like 3 or 4 people. Xbox Live is so different than it used to be.
Oh, it's
Xbox,
so toxic now.
Well, no. Xbox Live used to be way more toxic. What I'm saying is, nowadays, I would say 95 to 99% of people on Xbox Live only talk within their parties. Friends and parties.
Oh yeah, I don't talk.
I would say less than 5% of people do game chat unless they're just trying to have a good time or whatever, or if it's something like gunfight. You know what I mean? When you have to kind of talk to the person next to you, kind of communicate. Something like that is different. But I'm talking like a team deathmatch. No, nobody talks on game chat anymore. Back in the day, though,
I hate when I hear people.
But back in the day, though, that's how you made friends. Your friends on Xbox weren't people that you knew around your city.
How it is now.
Oh, around it is now. It's just little groups of friends. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, I had Xbox Live friends who lived in other countries, who lived across the country, and we just met playing Halo or Modern Warfare 2 or whatever, and we'd be talking during the game, like, dude, and then it's like, hey, friend me, man. It's like, all right, sick, and then we'd play all night long, like, and then we'd join a party or whatever.
See, GTA had that going. Like, I remember early GTA Online when they just introduced, like, the Bikers update. They introduced, like, oh gosh, like Doomsday Heist update. Like there's so many different updates, and they have in that community where you joined and you actually talked. And I actually made a really good friend. I'm sad I don't really talk to him anymore. But like we played countless hours of GTA, just nonstop, just kind of how you said, like with Halo.
But again, back in the day, you said today's more toxic. Back in the day, there was two different kinds of people. There were people who were like willing to play with other people and make friends online and get friends, and there were people that would say the nastiest shit. Oh my god! Like, you think it's bad now when someone says something mean to you online? Oh, when you get into like a team deathmatch and there was like a clan in there. Oh my god! And if they were good and they ripped you to shreds, oh god, all they would do is talk about your mom, and they'd be like, "I'm not even kidding." Like, it was so. Oh my god! If you could take everybody's Xbox Live recordings, nobody could run for president. Like,
well,
you know, PS4 is actually recording people now.
Really?
That's messed up.
Sony records people and can be used against you in like the court of law.
Dang.
That's messed up.
Back in the day, they were more brutal. Now they're more annoying.
Yes.
Than anything.
I will agree with that.
Oh my gosh, I can't stand when like a young kid will join the party and they'll be like, hello, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's not what I want to hear right now.
Have you seen the video? I think it's been on Facebook before, but I'm sure it's on YouTube, of like the dude who's playing like it's like Battlefield 1 or like it actually might be like one of the other Battlefields.
And he's
talked about
Oh, that's right.
I love Battlefield.
Star Wars?
No, Battlefield.
No, that's Battlefront.
I like Battlefield 3. It's probably my favorite.
I just love
Battlefield 4 was a little
the
cool.
Battlefield like aspect, like you're fighting and like the map destroys as you're going.
Oh, destructible environments.
Oh
That's
my
cool.
gosh, it's
Like
so
buildings
really
and
fun.
stuff, and it's massive.
Oh,
it's
massive.
like 50 on 50.
Yeah.
It's like a war. I always liked that. Yeah, I did. The only problem is sometimes, even though it was 50 on 50, the maps would be too big sometimes, and it would take forever to find people.
And I would love clanning up with like a couple of my friends and stuff, and we'd all like be in like a squad, because that's what they have in Battlefield. Like you'd have like 4 or 5 people and you spawn off of each other, dude. Like working together, like it's a lot more tactical than, or not tactical, a lot slower than Call of Duty.
Oh, 100%.
Like, oh, okay, Bert.
No, it's just with Battlefield though. Why did I bring up Battlefield?
Battlefront or Battlefield?
No, it was I brought up Battlefield. There's this video of this kid who joins like a game of Battlefield. He's taking it so seriously, like he's like calling out commands and whatever, and all these guys are like, who is this kid? Whatever. And then it's like, and then like some guy goes down. He's like, man down, I got you, soldier. And he like starts backing up or whatever.
Hey, that actually sounds kind of fun. Like,
But like, by the end of it, I think they were getting into it. Like,
yeah,
but at the beginning, like, who is this kid?
But like, if you got like 4 friends together and you were like actually, oh
That'd
my
be
gosh,
good.
that'd be so much fun.
Now let's talk about Battlefront, the
Battlefront.
Star Wars game.
Battlefront 2 has been redeemed.
Yes,
Very
it started
good.
off.
The old one or the new one?
Battlefront 1 is.
We'll talk about the old ones later.
Okay.
Well, let's start from the new. Battlefront
The new?
1, terrible.
Terrible.
Battlefront 2
got redeemed.
started meh. I would say I actually enjoyed the campaign.
Uh-huh.
Multiplayer was trash. And then they've redeemed themselves with their updates.
And it's more like Battlefield now.
Yeah.
It's big, huge, like 50v50s, like. And now, did you see that new Squadrons game?
Squadrons is amazing.
See,
I love that game.
Well, that's kind of it was a series back in the day.
Yeah.
Where it was like all fighter pilot stuff. What was the game I had said? Rogue Squadron, Rogue Leader.
Something like
Star
that,
Wars
yeah.
Rogue Squadron, Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader, where you could play. I got ahead for the GameCube, and you could play all the best like fighter pilot missions in all of the Star Wars movies. You could do the Death Star run. You could do like the Bespin stuff. You could do like the Death Star, the battle on the outside of the Death Star and the Millennium Falcon with Lando. Oh God, it was so good. But they had the rights to all the music and the parts of the movie. So like you're sitting there and they're like da da dun. Dun, 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 and you're like going to the Death Star and it's like where is everybody or whatever, and like all of a sudden like you hear Admiral Akbar go,
It's a trap.
it's a trap. And then like the dun 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 dun, and you turn around like this and you see all the freaking like Star Destroyers behind you, and it's like TIE fighters straight in, and you're like, oh blah. But the Star Wars Battlefront 2 back in the Disney, one of the top games of all time.
That was my childhood right there. Battlefield Front 1 and 2. Ugh.
Like, I found the video, so I'll show it to you afterwards. The guy taking it too seriously. It was just so, because the campaign, the 501st, where you start as a clone, because it spanned, the Star Wars Battlefront 2 was kind of like Battlefront 2 in this one, but you could play in the prequels or the sequels.
Yeah, they have that.
Or not the prequels or the original trilogy.
But now they have the what do we call them?
Galactic Conquest. God.
What do we call them? The last three movies.
The sequels.
The sequels.
Okay.
The Disney sequel. But the one thing that
Galactic
Battlefront
Conquest.
2, the new one doesn't have, that Battlefront 2 in the old days had. I keep saying the old days. 2005. It wasn't like it was like that long
15
ago.
years ago.
Yeah, but Harry Potter's older than that. But the thing that they have that they don't have now, which I think really is just sealed that was the best Star Wars game of all time, space battles.
That's true, yeah.
Not talking about campaign space battles,
No.
which actually they kind of did okay in Battlefront 2. I'm talking within the multiplayer, you could do multiplayer space battles where other people were in ships. But the way they did the space battles wasn't just you're flying around a ship. You had an army on this side, and there was an army on that side, and you started in the hangar bay. You could pick whatever ship, you just jump in it. But the key to it was to destroy the other person's main ship.
Yeah.
So you could destroy it from the outside, which took really long. Or you could sabotage, fly into their
hangars.
hangar, jump out, run into the engine room. You'd have to fight off people, run into the engine room, throw like grenades onto the engines, blow them up, and get out in time before the thing. Oh,
That
it was
sounds fun.
nasty.
I have some PTSD from those little glowing red balls of...
Like the plasma grenades or whatever it was, or the detonator, photon
Yeah.
detonator. That's Star Wars or Star Trek. God, now I want to play that game. I'm about to check my Xbox, like to see if like it's one of them old school games that you can
I
still
did
get.
play it once, but I don't think I really got into it. I played it at like a friend's house or something on like the PS something.
Man.
Now, best Mario game.
Best Mario game?
I don't really play.
I'm gonna guess what you're gonna
Sunshine.
say. Ooh, I'm
Sunshine.
surprised you said that because
Sunshine.
that's my favorite. I thought you were gonna say Galaxy or Galaxy 2.
No, Sunshine. Oh,
Now most people say Galaxy or Galaxy 2.
That's true.
And they're
I've only
good.
played one Mario game, so
The original?
Odyssey.
Oh.
You haven't even
that
played,
was,
like-
That one's pretty good.
Odyssey was.
I
It's
like
not bad. It's not bad.
Did you even play Odyssey?
Super. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
But
I haven't
on
like
the
finished
Switch.
it. Yeah, I haven't
Sunshine
finished. I just played it with
64.
somebody else's.
Sunshine 64.
Super Mario 64 kind of changed the game. That was like one of like the first kind of like open world platformers where you can kind of do whatever you wanted.
It's also like really, like there's a community behind it just speed running it.
Oh God, those are my favorite videos on YouTube. I could get into a rut watching speedrunning videos, people speedrunning games, like beating like Super Mario Sunshine in like 2 hours or whatever. But that's like 100%
Yeah.
completion,
You know
not
in
like just
Far Cry
beating
4
it.
you can beat the game in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, with like cheats and stuff.
No,
like,
no cheat code.
Oh, really? Huh.
In
I didn't
Far
know
Cry
that.
4, this guy, like the big main leader, tells you he's like, hey, I'm going back. I'll be right back. If you stay here, we'll talk about what needs to get done or whatever. And he leaves, and then a bunch of people like are telling you like, hey, let's get out of here. We need to leave from this. But if you stay there, game's
Really?
over. You win.
Well, you don't really win. It's
Yeah,
like
So every year, this
now you're with the bad guy.
Yeah.
this stream on Twitch is called Games Done Quick.
Oh
they
yeah.
do two live streams a year.
It's a charity event.
Yeah.
Where like people
Doctors Without Borders. They did COVID this year.
basically
It's amazing.
they have this. They usually do it like at a Comic-Con type
Yeah.
thing where it's a big convention. They have all these different convention halls. It's like, and you can go to it in a normal situation. And like, and there's
This
like
year
a
was
whole
the first
there's
year.
a whole itinerary where it's like it'd be like go to Hall C at 6 o'clock to see this person speed run Halo 3 or
Yeah.
like you go watch these
It's-
people speed run and there's you can see it on you can watch it on YouTube. But you see all these people in the back in the audience audience while they're doing it. Big projector screen, but they're looking at their thing. And people like when they do some like
It's so good.
because a lot of the people who go to those things know the speedrunning tricks, but they're still so hard to pull off.
Yeah.
So seeing someone with the pressure on pull off like a wall glitch or something to like get to another part of the game,
It's so good.
people go crazy like it's a sporting event.
It's
Like,
a-
yeah, you got it.
Have
Like,
you heard of those?
No.
No. So it's 24/7, just marathon of games.
Really.
and
Yeah.
people are like live donating or whatever, and you can donate and like leave a comment on a certain video, and like they'll like read your comment, like somebody donated $20 and says good luck to this person or like
I
whatever
think
like that. Like it's a really cool event.
This January was the year that they broke $3 million for charity.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, they do it for Doctors Without Borders. They've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah, it's a fun event. There's a lot of the video. Like my favorite one is the Mario Sunshine. I think it's not the world record, but it's the guy who has the world record, Average Trey. He beat, but it's not just he beat the game. He won 100% of the game
That's
in like
amazing.
under like 3 hours.
That's
something
hard.
crazy like that. It's 120 shine sprites, but it's like all the blue coins, like unbelievable.
That's getting
Yeah.
me stressed out just hearing about it. But,
Mhm.
what game I wanted to bring up? Cuphead.
Oh,
Have you guys heard of Cuphead?
I played it one time. I said, "Fuck
It's
this game."
annoying, but so good.
It is
So
it might be the
good.
hardest game of all time.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Yeah.
anybody play it? You've probably seen pictures of
It's
it where
a-
it's like the two like brothers with like teacups as heads,
I've seen what it is, but I've
Okay.
never played.
and they like shoot out of their fingers. So like the style of the game and everything, the art is amazing.
It's beautiful.
It's awesome. The music's great. There's not much story really. Like it's just really hard.
It's a platformer
shit.
beat 'em up. Like,
It's really hard, and it's like, and it's the game made to piss you off. Like you'll beat the boss, and then the boss will come back to life. Like, what in the, like what is
Right.
happening? I watched somebody like try to beat it, and like or like the rage reactions on YouTube of people
Uh-huh.
playing it are the best. Whew.
all right.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you
It's
thought we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
That
We
was-
just sit there
I like
staring at
that.
it.
We
We
should
just
do
talked
that.
about video games for an hour and 15
But see,
minutes.
we found a topic and then we
that was fun.
we went on it. Yeah, guys. So that was episode 17 of the On Your Left podcast. Great times, good times. Talked about a lot of different games, the state of gaming as it is now. So we'll see what we talk about next week. But as of now, I don't think we're going to keep the podcast on YouTube for now until I get the podcast feed back up and running. But I think most of you guys listen on here anyway. So make sure you guys like
Comment.
Sure.
and subscribe so you don't miss a single thing from the channel. And as always, make sure you guys stay tuned
Stay iconic.
and cue music.